The workplace can really be a war zone with all the conflicts that arise with executing tasks and the competition among peers for the limited spaces at the top. It can really make work somewhere you don't want to go to. One sure way to reduce the friction and begin to enjoy more freedom at work is to build effective relationships with your colleagues. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 5 things to do to connect more with your colleagues and create common grounds for more wins at the workplace. Stay with us.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If you're new here, welcome. I'm Ruth, and this is the place where sugar meets spice. Here we show you how to maximize your potentials without minimizing your personality. In other words, we help you achieve your goals without losing yourself and destroying others in the process. Today we're going to be talking about how to build relationships at work. You have a personality that you can use to your advantage. Sometimes people say, okay, I don't need to have good relationships at work. I just need to focus on my work. Yes, you might not want to really have friends at work because work is a place for business and you don't need to do too much pleasure. But work is a place you spend most of your time, and it will only do you good if you're able to build the relationships that will help you do that work effectively. If you're always fighting, if you're always trying to resolve conflict, you will not have enough time to put in the work that you need to perform optimally and achieve some of the goals that you have set. You do need good relationships at work, and building good relationships will actually help your performance. When you are in good relationship with your colleagues, you will definitely feel better. When you feel better at work, you do better at work. Ensure that your relationships are in the right place that they need to be. So without taking any more time, let's get down to business. The first thing to do is put out a great smile. Someone once said there's no second chance to make a first impression. Create that great first impression by putting out a great smile. Smiling doesn't only affect the person looking at you, it affects the person smiling, that is you. Whenever you smile, you feel better. It puts you at ease and it creates this freedom. The smile has gone ahead of you to put down all the walls and then to get that person to be endeared towards you. When someone sees you smiling at them, they are more open to you and they are more prone to accept you, they are more prone to connect with you. When you come to the workplace, don't come with a frown. Try as much as possible to resolve all the issues that are reflecting on your face, in a way that you don't necessarily want it to reflect. Learn to put yourself at ease. Learn to speak to yourself and say, this day is going to be great. I'm going to put out my best. I'm going to smile. That smile pulls down walls. It opens the doors to people. The best thing you need to do when you want to start creating relationships is to pull down the walls that stand between you and other people. So use your body language to pull down some walls before people begin to hear what you have to say. The best outfit you can put on in the morning every day is a great smile. It doesn't matter what you're putting on. Without a great smile, your outfit is not complete. So put out a great smile. That's tip 1. The second thing you need to do is put off your selfish pride, your selfishness, your self-centeredness. If everything is about you, you can't easily connect with people. You need to be able to put aside yourself and begin to genuinely think about others. Begin to genuinely look into the other person's life. When you're able to reach out to them in one way or the other, ask them, how are you doing today? How is your family? How is everything with you? You're able to create that connection with them, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And one way to show that you care is to actually care. Put yourself aside and then care about the other person. Even when you have conversations, don't make the conversations about yourself. Try and make most part of the conversation about the other person. Ask them questions about themselves. Talk about things that concern them as much as what concerns you. Don't make it all about you. Try to show that you care about the other person. People are naturally selfish. If you don't know that, think about yourself. You're always thinking about yourself. That's the first thing you think about yourself. But people who are able to break that pattern of selfishness are able to connect faster with people. They are rare. And if you want to know how to put off your selfishness and then think about people more, there are ways to do that. It's easy if you put some things in place. And if you want to know more, you can comment on the comment section and just ask me, how do I put myself aside? And definitely, if I have enough comments, I'll make a video. Put yourself aside and put others first, and you'll be able to connect with them better and in more personal levels. The third thing you need to do when you are trying to connect with people, when you're trying to build effective relationship at work, is to put in a lot of positivity. In your conversations, try to incorporate a lot of positivity. When there's negativity, when things are trying to head south, do your best to always drive for the best outcome. When conflicts start arising and you're the person who is looking for common ground, is looking for, okay, how this thing can end better, you find out that people are drawn to you because you are always positive. If you can remain focused on the objective, on the goal, on the positive or successful outcome, and you're looking for the little wins in the big picture, the little wins that can incorporate more positivity in the actions, in the word, in the conflict, or in that task, people are now drawn to you because people are always drawn to those who communicate a better picture, to those who inspire a better outcome. If you train yourself to be that kind of person who puts in a lot of positivity to work, you're always thinking about how to energize not just yourself but the others. You're always thinking about how to move forward. You're always thinking about how to achieve. You're always looking for the positives in everything that you do. You're someone that will be able to reach people in a personal level, connect with people, and then start building the right relationship. That will be like the bridge that you use to get across to others, and then from those positive platforms you can be able to build more effective relationships. The fourth thing you need to do to build effective relationships is to put down criticisms and complaints. So if you're someone who is always complaining about other people, criticizing other people, you will definitely lose people on the way. If you're more constructive than critical, if you're more encouraging than discouraging, if you put down all the complaints, if you put down all the criticism, you will be able to connect with people more at work. If you're the kind of person who always gives negative feedback without any positive feedback, if you never see good in people, you will lose them. But if you're able to see the good, and even if you're giving negative feedback, you're able to sandwich that negative feedback in between two layers of positive feedback, you will be able to connect with people better. If you don't like something, then don't give it to someone. If you receiving that kind of criticism and complaining will not like it, then don't do it to others. You need to think about it. How do you feel if you always keep receiving criticisms and complaints? If you have a subordinate who always complains, who always gives you a reason to complain that they can't do something, that colleague will be someone, or that subordinate will be someone that you like to avoid. People want to see a way out, and people who complain a lot don't see the way out. So put down all forms of criticism, all forms of complaints, and you connect with people better, and you build better relationships at work. Some people will also say that some people are too nasty, I can't work with them, they're always this, they're always that. And that brings us to the final tip. The final thing you need to do is you need to put up a barrier. You need to put up a barrier. When people get so nasty, when people get toxic, there are strategies to put in place to block all those things. As you're trying to deploy your strategies, you need to understand that you have to protect your well-being. If someone begins to be insultive, abusive, verbally abusive at work, what you need to do is pretend that you don't understand what the person is saying and shrug it off. And that's the way, that invisible shield that you put up over your well-being, over your emotions, over your mind, it will help you receive what you need to receive, and then you sieve out the things that you don't want to receive into your mind, into your soul, into your emotions. The good book says, guard your heart with all diligence. You say, because out of it are the issues of life. Guarding, it's a picture of putting out a gate. It's not blocking of putting out a wall. When we say put up an invisible barrier, that barrier is there like a gate to let in what needs to come in and to keep out the things that need to stay out. So at work, while you're trying to connect with people, while you're trying to build good relationships, learn to put out an invisible barrier so that when those negatives start coming, you're able to manage them. You have a shield, you have a buffer, you have something like a valve that keeps away the things you don't want to come into your life and then allows the things that you need to allow. You need to do that for yourself. You need to take that responsibility and do that for yourself. Work is fun when you have great relationships. Work is fun when things are moving like a well-oiled engine. And usually good relationships, great relationships at work, having good relationships at work helps your work move like a well-oiled machine. When you come to work, make it your goal. Make it your goal that relationship barrier will be resolved by putting these 5 tips to work. These tips seem very simple, but they are very effective. And if you like the tips that I shared today, please express yourself and click like. You can also comment on some of the tips that I shared, or share some tips that you put in place to connect with people. If you also have questions that you need to ask about how to be more effective at work, how to maximize your potentials, how to not to minimize your personality, how to build a very irresistible personality, this is the place to be. Like, subscribe, also share this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Lots of love with sugar and spice and all things nice.